Whale Songs in the Aurora Borealis by Ronda Eller, 2005. Part 4. The sweet everlasting voices continue. O sweet everlasting voices, be not sore, for sacred are the boughs that winter holds hostage. Though the world sleeps deep like a lazy whore, I am reincarnate, and return to you. O man, the voices do continue their passage. They speak to me just as they did before, in canton rhymes of unseen hues, but where once I begged them still, I beg no more. O flesh and bone, do not let fear consume you, or the everlasting voices that set you free will be the ones that you cannot subdue, will be the ones that still will not be stilled, will distract you ever as they've done to me. Weep not. There's naught that you can do. They came to you of your own sweet will, and mortal reasoning will not see you through. Kiss the ground, drink of the sea. The everlasting voices speak with purpose. Breathe in the air and breathe of me, born to bear the voice's sacred chains, to feed the whore the dreams that she must muse. A poet, I have been, will always be, locked within romantic sweet refrains, till pregnant wisdom spring eternity, whereupon the lazy whore shall not be. Inscribed within the Mag's pregnant head. My pen embraces a Thurian mentality, mailing me letters from the black garment of premature mourning, and assembling phonetics lined up almost criminally, stuck and riddled in Aaron's most recent scorning. Then, here, the woman of the entranced castle is speaking, syllabic things entwined though yet not yet bred, for the broken hand of I, the poet, heaving to inscribe within the Mag's pregnant head. Confounded I, who cannot hold the glass still for scrying, grasps the ancient eager's tongue and drowns it in the fountain side my quill, then breaks away in haste, a martyred one. The cloak, the staff, and double-edged dagger that I had sought in vision mine alone had cut me with a brand and woman's wager, so that I bled now coven beyond the golden dawn. I am I. Through Needle's eye her time was bought with screaming sterling pounded blood, through which he trickled to the point. All things pass through Needle's eye. I, said she, impaled by consanguinity, pricked into life with a spurious cry, compelled by him at Needle's eye. He made the show, he wrote the play, the Mag evoked her on the stage, contriving her by toil and sweat, a vision of his needle's thread. I am I, not he, said she, though he bleeds love and hate in me. Her master's will to win, she said, adorned itself with Thurian pen. She breathed him in the emerald sky, his whale song gaining further flight, immersed in borealic light and filtered by the needle's eye. All things pass through Needle's eye. Colonnade of bones. What had the Caesars but their thrones? Or the Pharaoh's colonnade of bones that carved an old king's cross of truth beyond Boaz and the Moab Ruth? Had they their eye upon the gyre when it consumed their hearts with fire, and brought the white bird from its roost to hang on a hill in a dusk-drawn noose? Their ashes beckoned from the ground as my days and nights danced round and round. This vision against the blindest sky stared back at me through infant eye, and I knew their passage of painted green, waterfowl and a Nazarene, as I hung within the gyre and perned, while love and desire inside me burned. My crib was laid out at their feet, my bosom full of longing sweet, waiting for the moon to wane beyond the 15th tide's cold pain. What had the Caesars before this? A mocking rose, a swollen kiss, and a bittersweet Genesian fruit they'd fisted into sauce as food? The horseman never passed them by, nor I, in my immortal sky. He heard my sigh and gathered me, and with wing and wing spiked to a tree, he held me in my gyre. I bled beyond the demons of my own crowned head. That mocking rose, that swollen kiss, and a poet's life to reminisce. That white bird song in Caesar's heaven, a disciple beckoning 11, an old man's weary wrinkled eyes, and teardrops of ancestral skies. Hearts of fire inside the moon's chilled and burning flame consumed. But what had Boaz after all, but an aging woman and her toil-stained shawl? O cruel rose, remember this. If asked to choose, what would I do? I would dance the dance again, and have you rest in my big chair when all the dance is done. Yes, I would dance the dance again with you. Though you refused to give me life, wrapped inside your blush-ripe kiss, and marriage games were mine to play, O cruel rose, remember this. I'd dance with you into the night. I have learned to grow on grief, if it's the only song I'm due, and you refuse your heart's love yet. I dance the dance again with you, and bleed my heart once more on bended knee. Yes, I would dance again with you. Crazy mirror houses. When I was yet a tender age, you called to me, but I was no mage. I knew your voice and dreams and such. I longed to feel your tender touch, and my heart sighed. Older yet, in adult age, you called to me and I knew your face, but life had wrapped us, unfair true, in mirror houses to undo, and I tried to find the proper you. Your perfect shape of mind, your soul, that fit with mine to make it whole, but my heart cried it couldn't bear those crazy mirrors everywhere. I couldn't find you anywhere. Alas, undone, I sat outside that madhouse and began to chide, let love and madness have their own. And then, like magic, there you stood. Ah, aye, said I, 'tis good. And my heart gave a sigh for love. The Fishman. I smelled his reek of old dead fish in the market square beyond the stalls of leather and canvas goods for all, and I knew he held his reckless wish, scaled villain for an old rival. I didn't have to see him to know the rotting stench of scalloped fins, fly-soaked meat, and sun-baked bones laid bare beside a filleted sole where he and I split opinion. The Fishman knew me too, I'm sure, and never left his rancid spot with foul, putrid, evil god, offending me with heathen tincture cloaked in a pseudo-stink of cod. I kissed the cod and down the screech when I once sailed to Newfoundland, and knew them not to be this thing with sea-bulged eyes and flesh impinged on what devours he of man. I smelled his reek of old dead fish on the crazy paving in the street, curious in the solar heat, and I despised him most in this for abandoning his own heartbeat. Groping in the seventh sphere. These stairs wind in darkness, saturnine man circumscribed, as he gropes the rail for cause and malignant effects falling inside the seventh sphere. His towering citadel wrestles with a monotheistic soul that worships its own directives. He would divide and conquer if he could find subjects, but he is alone here in his nameless bastion. All that were divisible set sail on the last wave. He is a god without a country, where even black widows are unwilling immigrants. The village folk nod in passing courtesy as he yells condescension from self-ordained stained windows. His stairs wind in darkness over an undermining reaper, preparing a moated baptism that will turn saturnine man's groping into a watery obit of silence. This is the end of part 4 of Whale Songs in the Aurora Borealis. Please continue for part 5.